Hello, everyone at Estevão Lives. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
Lawmakers pressure Bondi to release Epstein's client list. He's on Jesse Waters, okay? Jesse is sitting down asking her the question that a lot of people want to be asked, and he actually does a great job, and here's the way Pam Bondi responds. Go for it.
You said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have, well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
Hopefully.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah. What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for sure.
He sure did.
The co-defendant is Ghislaine Maxwell.
What's that? My humble opinion. Let me, because I want to hear myself a little bit louder because I can't. If you're just a body language reading person, guys, do you believe remember the vigor of how she was like, yeah, and we're gonna get everybody. It kind of seems a little bit downplayed right now. Like this list has been sitting there. And by the way, I don't want to know the victims' names. I don't want to see any of the victims. I want the names of the people that flew to that pedophile island. And guess what? In correlation, Tom, with the tapes that you guys have, the FBI, the attorney general, guys, the guy had truckloads of camera equipment and freaking videotape for years of everybody that was there. Again, I don't want to see any crazy stuff. I don't want to see if there is allegedly Bill Clinton or whoever, Bill Gates, in a room with underage people. Can you give us one? Can one person, and I'm not talking about it selfish for me, what about the victims of those children, guys? Children, because sex trafficking, we just say it, I'm not saying us, I'm saying the world's like, you go to Miami Airport, you go to Fort Lauderdale Airport, there's an announcement that's like, remember, be aware of sex trafficking. Like, it's a real problem. And all those kids that were there, Tom, those kids that were not only assaulted, they were doing massages, and who knows, maybe just killed and buried somewhere where nobody's gonna know. What about them? They need justice. I want one of these freaking demons to be in trouble, because I think it's gonna be a release of like this. Oh, so-and-so was on the plane and they went there. Okay, and what? I want to know who did what and who was in trouble, because we deserve one person to go to jail. Ghislaine Maxwell is rotting in prison for 20 years. What about the girls that she was pimping out? Where are the customers? If Tom's a kingpin drug dealer and we arrest Tom, where are all the clients? Who'd you sell the drugs to? You know what I mean?
Tom,
where are those
who'd you
people,
sell it to, Tom?
So I think Tom, Pat, from what the attitude was, and Cash Patel said day one, I just retweeted it again today. Today's day 4. No names, no nothing. I was going to be released day 1. We deserve it. The victims deserve it. And everybody that was on there needs to be held accountable, because to me, it almost seems like they read it and they're like, oh, shoot, maybe some of our friends are on there. That's the problem that I think, Tom. That's me.
I think that's exactly what the problem is. I think the closer you get to actually doing something really big and really noble, the more nervous it gets. And you get big people have been sitting in the shadows and preparing themselves. I mean, this is like the situation with Diddy. Diddy has got a lot of people checkmated.
Yep.
And we heard the recording to his son where he was talking about the pizza boxes. People that I know reached out to me.
I couldn't agree more on the importance of this issue. The Epstein's Pedophile Island case has been one of the biggest scandals in recent times, and I believe that the release of these documents could finally expose powerful figures involved. Watching the conversation between Pam Bondi and Patrick Bet-David, I realized how much the mainstream media and government sectors may have worked to cover up the scandal, which is simply unacceptable.
I said, yeah, I know. They're flat servers.
Yeah.
It's a flat server. And so he was, the recording I'm talking about?
Of course.
So Diddy was telling, and by the way, what's on those flat servers? The recordings
of every room
at Diddy's place. And so, and by the way, who's on there? Everybody.
Yep.
So that's the problem. It ain't no party like a Diddy party. And basically, and you got two people, you know, in LBJ, and you've got, you know, a certain gentleman who was walking around without a shirt in his underwear, and by the way, we know there's more than that. We know there's so much more than that, and there are some very high-end people.
On the idea when you said there's no party like a Diddy party, and Adam said that's for sure. Did you just completely miss that? Like, Adam listen, I'm going to come to you next. Tom, please finish your thoughts and stop interrupting yourself.
I'm with it. And I think what happens is...
You're with it that there's no party like a Diddy party.
No.
Yeah.
I'm with Vinny.
I was with Tom.
I got it.
What happens right now, what we are seeing right now is the people that have the wealth and the connections are protecting each other. And right now, they are in a... Picture this. There's 200 people in a circle, and they're all lifting their right hand up, pointing a gun at the next guy's head, and it goes around in a circle. They call it this. This is not a racial statement. They call it a Mexican standoff. So we both die, you die, I die, we both die.
Two Mexican people that are working in the production room.
No, that's it. And that's
su problema con mi gente mexicanos. Tomás.
He could have made that point without targeting Mexico.
Next thing you know, you want to play Russian roulette, Tom, and
I'm going to upset those people in Doral.
We don't want to do that.
Make your point.
Next thing you're going to do a Jewish joke.
That was just a little.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party because the Diddy party don't stop until the FBI shows up.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So the FBI shows up. But I think Vinny brings up a good point. People want to know what the hell was going on with this guy Epstein. I think they did a poll of who do you want the FBI, Kash Patel, and now our friend Dan Bongino to basically release. I think it was 9/11, JFK, MLK, aliens, Roswell, Epstein, and by far away, it was Epstein. People want to know what's going on. You know who I want to know? You know who I want to know about the Epstein? I don't really want to know about a guy who went one time, whatever you went one time to. Who went 10 times? Who went 20 times? Who was the most VIP frequent guest at Epstein Island? Because as you know, someone might be like, hey, we want to do a deal. Let's get him on a plane. Okay, cool. You know, whoever it may be, you go one time and you go, yeah, I didn't really like the vibe there, and I never went again.
Yeah.
Who's got the lifetime membership that they're hanging out there nonstop?
Yeah.
And like even not to make a joke, even at a Diddy party, because he's been in Miami, just to use this analogy, look at this house right here. There's a big difference in being on the lawn versus being in the gazebo versus being in the house or going upstairs into Diddy's bedroom. And that's how these kind of things work.
What was it like for you?
So upstairs in Diddy's bedroom, I had a great time with Diddy. No.
Watching because FBI is listening.
That's
like
true.
Tom
But
said.
a lot of people, whether it's Epstein, whether it's Diddy, have been to parties where you're on the lawn, you get on the flight, whatever. There's a big difference when you're in the VIP of the shadiest people in the world.
But we're so
that's who I want to know.
And here's the reality, Pat. We know, okay, Epstein did not kill himself in the prison. You interviewed the brother.
Think so?
The brother was like, that's not my brother. There's ties with him with Mossad and you know, recording people and leveraging people and all that stuff.
There's people that think he's still alive.
Well, his brother thinks so. Well, I mean, dude, if you did all that you did for them, guess what? They could do the old switcheroo. And then the cameras didn't work. The prisoner, the guards fell asleep.
It's like, how dumb do you think people are?
Yeah, well, no, not even dumb. The fact that we all know, but what are you going to do? Whatever the media tells us. And then we're promised all the other stuff. MLK, JFK. We're not stupid, guys. There's no way Oswald did the shooting by himself. No way. I'm nasty at shooting, okay? I cannot do a bolt action, Pat, from back there up there. There's no way.
You could. Maybe.
On a clunky Italian single shot rifle.
That's my boy right there.
From the depository.
So he's doing that, and if you guys watch the Zapruder film, which they did edit, he's choking for a second because one bullet hit him here. He's choking like this, and then Jacqueline starts to come and see if he's okay, and then the fact that they proved in court, in America, in that day and age, in court, a magic bullet. You know what they proved? That the bullet went through him, hit Connolly, and in midair, the bullet did a U-turn and then came back. The word magic means make-believe. It's fake.
Second
okay?
spitter.
And is it just me? I want the answer. Stop bullshitting us. If it happened, we know it happened. Tell us.
How'd you just go from Epstein to Kennedy? What do we?
Because that's supposed to be released
that's
as
the whole
well.
part of
the whole
that's
part.
Anna Paulino a little bit, but there's something very weird about this story. I don't know. There's something very weird about the Epstein one that people get very uncomfortable with, and I don't know why.
And did you see?
I believe Pam Bondi is absolutely right in emphasizing the need for total transparency. The victims of Jeffrey Epstein deserve justice, and the Epstein's pedophile island case must be investigated seriously. Many of these powerful individuals still hold positions of influence, and it is infuriating to think that they might escape unpunished. When Patrick Bet-David questioned why these records took so long to be released, I shared the same concern. Will justice be applied equally, or are we witnessing yet another massive cover-up? The possibility of new arrests gives me hope that the truth will finally come to light. Pam Bondi pointed out that even though Jeffrey Epstein is dead, his network of contacts is still operating behind the scenes. This makes me think that the investigation into Epstein's pedophile island must go beyond Epstein himself and hold accountable all those who helped keep this operation running for so many years. Something that deeply bothers me is how the mainstream media has avoided covering this story with the seriousness it deserves. Patrick Bet-David is absolutely right when he points out that many of those involved in Epstein's pedophile island remain untouchable, protected by a corrupt system. The public deserves to know the whole truth, not just fragments carefully chosen to protect the most powerful. The connection between Jeffrey Epstein and politicians, billionaires, and celebrities makes me even more suspicious about how far this network of influence really goes. I completely agree with Pam Bondi when she says that justice must be blind and that no one should be above the law. If well-known names are revealed, this could deeply shake political and media structures. The big question that remains for me after watching this video is, will the U.S. judicial system have the courage to go after all those responsible, or will we once again see the powerful walk free? Patrick Bet-David and Pam Bondi believe that public pressure may be the only way to ensure justice, and I share that belief. The Jeffrey Epstein case is far from over, and the truth about Epstein's pedophile island needs to be fully exposed.